Larry, you're really humming today, man. I like the sense of humor you're bringing to this and the various voices. I love it, man. We got to go back to Blair Holt. Where is it now? What do we do to stop it? And while you're at it, we can talk about Senate Bill 1317, Lautenberg's bill, to put us all on no-gun list with Eric Holder, gun grabber Attorney General.
That would be my bet. Would be that's more of an immediate threat than H.R. 45. I don't think that they have the horsepower for that, but they've already done the Veterans Disarmament Act, and the Lautenberg measure is a cousin of what they did to veterans and are in the process of doing to everybody else with a medical record. It says that, if you're on the terrorist watch list, you can't have a gun. Well, how do you get on that terrorist watch list? You'll never find out. Any cop anywhere can pick up the phone and say, hey, I think Schnerdley needs to go on the terrorist watch list. Okay.
Hey, wasn't Ted Kennedy on the terrorist watch list?
Yeah, now he had a certain ability that you and I would lack. He was able to pick up the phone and talk to the head of the Department of Homeland Security and got his name taken off. Somehow they were able to stop the computers and get in there and find Edward Moore Kennedy's name. It was right next to Mary Jo Kopechne's probably. But in any case, this guy, this Lautenberg, has been looking for really nasty ways to disarm Americans for a long time. He's most known for having pulled off in a massive appropriations bill a little old amendment that says that if you got into a shouting match or a shoving match with a significant other, a domestic violence misdemeanor,
which means no proof. There's no,
Well, if you're convicted of that, you've just lost your gun rights forever. There's not even provision in the law for revisiting the
Larry,
thing.
I could call a DV, a domestic violence report, on anyone I choose to. The police will break the door down. No matter if the woman says she hasn't been beaten or not, that person will be dragged off to jail and charged and most likely convicted. I mean, it is the ultimate in snitching on your neighbors if you want to get back at your neighbors, because the law is totally against the people involved here.
And during a divorce, they're frequently not very pleasant. You can see why God hates divorce. And one of the little trinkets that's available for defense attorneys and others is, hey, let's hit him up with some accusations on domestic violence. And that, at a minimum, becomes enormously expensive and prejudices the whole procedure against the defendant. And they will then have had a restraining order pulled out even prior to a conviction. So without any judicial process, guns are gone at that point.
Yeah.
And then if you don't prevail, bye-bye, it's gone forever. So Lautenberg has been really greasing the slope to make it nice and slippery and slidey. And this guy is so contemptible. I had a debate with him one time when it was Hannity and Combs. And right at the end of the segment, I don't know which one, said, well, why don't you two guys sum up what you think your position would best be, how it would best be put. And so Lautenberg dives in and he talks about why the gun lobby doesn't want to do something and meet us part way in the middle and reasonable, like registration and licensing. And so I said, well, Senator, I'm amazed that you, and of course he is Jewish, I said, I'm amazed that you would be advocating the very kinds of laws that were used by the Nazis to disarm the Jews and the rest of the population before they let it loose in Germany. And he started sputtering. He could not speak. It was marvelous. I thought we were going to get rid of him right on the spot, but he recovered. But as he stormed out of the studio, we'd been in different rooms in the same suite, so I was kind of waiting for him as he came barging out of his. He was still sputtering, and he finally said, well, I hope you tell your members what you did here tonight. So I'm just being, I'm trying to comply with the senator's wishes and telling even beyond our membership, anybody listening, although we'd love you to be a member so I can, do Lautenberg a favor, join up so you can say that I told you as a member of gun owners what I did that night.
1317, you say that has a chance. I mean, there's so many distractions going on right now, Larry, that this could go right under the rug, so to speak. But obviously, suffice to say, we've got to do some letter writing. We've got to go when we're going to the town hall meetings or whatever we're doing. We've got to let these Congress critters know, these gun grabbers know that not no but hell no, we're not going for it.
And Lautenberg's already done it once. He can put something in to a large bill. Now they don't even have appropriation measures. They have continuing resolutions, and these are monsters. And so if you get something stuck in along the way, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Right, and Obama hasn't been shy about signing statements or other things that they were condemning the Bush administration for either.
Isn't that interesting?
Ultimate in hypocrisy, certainly. Well, I hope that people are awake enough to understand what we're dealing with here. All of it is very, very serious. There won't be a gun left in America. I got to tell you, my good friend Sally Castile, who was a war veteran, a Bronze Star winner in Vietnam, a highly acclaimed and decorated DEA agent who later came out to be a whistleblower against the DEA, locked up on a federal gun charge, 2 years in federal prison. He just went in here a couple of weeks ago. On something that isn't even illegal in Texas, and that is, selling guns without a license, which everybody does here in Texas at the gun shows. They picked him out, selective prosecution, and threw the book at him, an honorable veteran, somebody who has served his country in disciplinary capacity. And we need to help him. Maybe you can pitch in.
I'm disappointed that a jury, especially in Texas, would convict somebody when the law very clearly says that to be a dealer, you have to be making your living from that. Now,
hold on. The problem is that he had a gun-grabbing lawyer he didn't know at the time who had another beef, whose son had a beef, and who sold Selly out, got him to plea bargain. He didn't have a jury, and he admits that was his mistake, but it just shows, the federal gun laws supersede our state gun laws here in Texas, which are pretty conservative.
Yeah.
Just a couple of more minutes with you on the other side of this, Larry, if you would. Larry Pratt is with us, the director, communicator at gunowners.org, Gun Owners of America. Stay with us, folks.